Welcome to this week's edition of Campus News. I'm William Vieth.
And I'm Armin Reid. Succulent planting, TGIS, and assembly results are coming your way right after this.
Every Blue Jay knows about Truman the Therapy Doodle, our unofficial canine Elizabethtown College mascot. But what you may not know is that among the many other items in the college bookstore bearing Truman's likeness are Truman stuffed animals. Just like Canine Truman, Plushie Truman wears a signature yellow bandana with a paw print. That's right, you can bring home your very own Truman the Therapy Doodle this holiday season for you and your loved ones. Get your Truman plushie today.
Over the past month, Student Assembly conducted chief officer elections. Interested parties self-nominated and several key positions were filled. Brendan Guy won the runoff election for Speaker. The position is responsible for communicating with the senior leadership team and Board of Trustees, creating the meeting agenda, and ensuring fairness. Jesse Piergallini won the office of Vice Speaker and is responsible for coordinating and executing elections, enforcing meeting procedures and rules, and assuming the duties of Speaker in the case of an absence. The office of Secretary, responsible for recording and distributing minutes and taking roll call, went to Megan Gongle. Elsa Wooderick took the office of Treasurer. The Treasurer is responsible to act as the Chief Financial Officer of Assembly in coordinating with OSA regarding college funding. The new Diversity and Inclusion Chairperson is Emily Guevara. The position involves ensuring that chief officers are following Assembly's mission and serving as the chairperson for the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. Results from class elections and the Students' Affairs Coordinator position will be announced this week.
Last Wednesday, GSA organized and held the Campus Queens Drag Show performance for the second year in a row. This year had a great turnout, with many students lining up all throughout the BSC before the show started in the cave. In honor of E-Town Does Pride, E-Town welcomed the drag queens Betty Whitecastle and Lizzie Beaumont to host the show. All throughout the night, there was singing from the hosts, along with many drag performances by the drag queens Sarah Bisk, Samara, and Villery Hole. After the event, students were able to take photos on stage with the drag queens. With a great turnout and outstanding performances, students are looking forward to having this event again in the future. There are only a few days left of April, so make sure to participate in the rest of the events for E-Town Does Pride.
Also, on last Wednesday, the Elizabethtown College's Honors Council hosted their succulent plant pot painting event on the Brossman Commons patio in celebration of Earth Day. Students got the opportunity to paint flower pots with a variety of colors and designs. After they were finished painting, students filled their flower pots with soil and were given a choice between a variety of seeds. After finishing their pots, students got to take their custom flower pots back to their dorms in celebration of Earth Day.
Speaking of Earth Day, Jesse Piergallini shares other ways that E-Town's campus community celebrated this holiday.
The class of 2024 put on their second annual Earth Day celebration. They gave out reusable straw packs as well as popsicles to the students that stopped by. Some chose to draw with chalk as they hung out.
On this sunny day, students were able to decorate their own terracotta pots to grow some fresh herbs to take home with them.
The class of 2024 works towards advocating for a more sustainable world.
With our class advocacy project being sustainability, this is my favorite event we get to do every year. It really brings out the campus community.
To wrap up the event, the winner of the Dorm Energy Challenge that had been going on all year was announced and awarded to Meyer Hall. In Elizabethtown, for ECTV 40, I'm Jessica Piergallini.
Speaking of celebrations, here's Jake with sports.
The baseball team was dominant in their series over the weekend against number 10 Catholic. On Friday, April 21st, the Blue Jays opened the series with a 10-0 victory over the Cardinals. Senior starter Nicholas Ortega moved to 6-0 on the year with his 7 innings of shutout ball, while senior center fielder Ben Watson did damage at the plate, going 4 for 5 with an RBI. On Saturday, the team celebrated Senior Day with a 14-2 blowout win. Sophomore Greg Zerby took the hill and did not disappoint, going 6 2/3 innings, holding the Cardinals to 1 run. Graduate student second baseman Tyler McGonigal drove in 3 runs on 2 hits, including a double that drove in 2. The softball team traveled to Washington, D.C. this past Saturday for their game against Catholic. Unfortunately, the Blue Jays lost this one in a low-scoring bout, 4-1. After going down 2-0 in the third, E-Town battled back, putting up a run in the 5th thanks to freshman catcher Haley Nito's RBI single. That would be all she wrote for the Blue Jays on the offensive end, though, eventually dropping this one and moving to 8-27 on the season. The team's next match is against Scranton at home on Saturday, April 29th. The men's lacrosse team celebrated Senior Day with another blowout win this past weekend on Saturday, taking down Drew University 24-8. The team put on a clinic on the offensive end, especially dominating the first half, scoring 15 goals early on. 11 different Blue Jays found the back of the net in this one. Junior attacker Colin Kondracki led the team in goals on the day with 6. Graduate student attacker Ben O'Connor was also dominant, scoring 5 goals of his own. The Blue Jays, who are currently on a 7-game win streak, will hope to carry this momentum into their final regular season game of the season on Saturday at home against Catholic University. The women's lacrosse team suffered their 10th loss of the season, losing to Drew University this past Saturday, 19-4. 3 Blue Jays scored in this one, headlined by freshman midfielder Drew Bridges, who led the team with 2. After a rough first quarter that saw Drew score 11 goals, the Blue Jays tightened up a bit on the defensive end, but could not get into a rhythm on the offensive end. With this loss, the Blue Jays now sit at a record of 5-10 on the season with 1 game to go. They play their final game of the season on Saturday, April 29th, on the road at Catholic University, where they'll hope to end the season on a high note. That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jake. On Friday, April 21st, OSA held its annual Mix E-Town competition. Mix E-Town is a themed event where one student from each resident hall, the apartments, and quads hold a dance battle to determine who wins the coveted title of Mix E-Town. This year, the competitors had to host a performance about Disney original films. The winners this year were Nick Wiley in 3rd, Judas Foster in 2nd, and Evan Schwab wiping out the competition with his Teen Beach movie performance.
After Mix E-Town on Friday, the 49th annual TGIS weekend began. Saturday was full of fun events for students in the Bowers Fieldhouse. Activities consisted of different yard games, roller skating, inflatable archery, and axe throwing, and Hungry Hungry Hippos. Also, students who arrived when the event started got free TGIS shirts. Later on, students gathered in Gibble Auditorium for the Mad Cow Improv Senior Send-Off show. After the show, students could return to the Bauer Center for more games and snacks. For the final of TGIS weekend, students enjoyed a musical guest, DJ Always Sunny.
That's all we have this week. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at ECTV40. I'm Armin Reid.
And I'm William Vieth. Have a great week, and remember to
Take flight, E-Town.